Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick little Saturday morning live stream where I comb out my hair. I bought this comb from the Dollar Tree. It's just like a leopard print comb. I love the Dollar Tree. It's just fun place to get little things here and there. And I mean, yes, I have like nicer brushes like, and combs. Well, the combs I have are pretty basic actually. The other comb I have, I got for like what, 97 cents at Walmart. This one was $1. So why did I buy this comb? Oh, it has a leopard print on it. I like it. That's about it. I thought it looked kind of cute. But for being a comb, I'm like, boy, you're really like in here, aren't you? Like this comb is pretty tightly in there. So this is what the comb looks like. It's just like a basic comb. So what I want to do is I'm just going to rinse it in the water. Soap on it. And give it a quick bath. So kind of get it going. I have another comb that's kind of like this one. I mean, it's not too much different than this comb. It's just your generic wide tooth comb. And basically, when you start combing your hair, you just go to the bottom right here, see? And you start working your way up. The Dollar Tree should totally sponsor me. I love Dollar Tree. Have I mentioned how much I love it? Like, just going in there is so much fun because, they have crafting supplies. They have like little picture frames, like a lot of, like you can get really cute, like I've just found cute frames over the years when I was drawing a bit more. Like I would hit up the Dollar Tree all the time. Just even decor, like the other day I got this cute little teddy bear. I got a Christmas, like it's just a fun place to shop for odds and ends. I just really love it. And every time I walk in there, the vibe of the Dollar Tree, just something about it, it just makes me feel really calm. So I'm like, Dollar Tree, you should totally sponsor me. Just kidding. But if you want to, I'd be totally up for that. It's just a nice basic comb, essentially. Yeah, I mean, I think I have another one actually that was almost exactly like this comb from CVS. But that one was just boring. It's just a plain black comb. And you know what? If something has a little bit of color and flair, like I kind of like it. Like this one's just more fun. Hi, how you doing, Blackpool? So basically, what I've been doing lately is just trying to kind of. I really extended out my hair washing schedule this week. I don't know how I did it, but like I got my scalp really wet yesterday. But I've been noticing, like, I've just been able to, but I think it's just because I get my hair so, not like soaking wet, but I do get my hair wet. And I feel like when you wet your hair or rinse out your scalp in between washing, it just can prolong how long you have to go without doing a full wash. And here's the leopard print comb. Okay, so with a comb like this, some people they don't mind holding it like this because when you comb like this, you kind of have to hold it like this more. But I always kind of wonder, how do I hold my black comb anyway? Like when I go to do my black comb, like I notice even when I'm combing with this comb right here that has the handle, I don't ever just comb with the handle. Like I'm always kind of holding it like this anyway. It's just kind of my thing. And I could be wrong, but this comb is a very basic comb, but it just kind of feels like it glides through my hair pretty nicely. Like if this is like the basic of the basics, I get it. But I don't know, I kind of just like to show that because I feel like a lot of people think, especially like right now, okay? Or at any time really, like a lot of people think, oh my gosh, like how can I have long hair? I can't afford like to buy this and that. Well, you know what? This is my thought. Okay. Let's say you live in an area where you just had like Dollar General or Dollar Tree. You could definitely, because they actually have like some nice shampoos. Like BO5 is not my favorite anymore because I'm trying to get away from the sulfates, but they actually have like some sulfate free shampoos at the Dollar Tree. And yeah, like I don't know if people remember the brand. It was so popular back in the 80s, Salon Selectives, but they actually were paraben, silicone, and sulfate free. And they had like, a general size bottle there, I think 12 ounce or something for like $1. And I tried that on my hair, I remember a couple of years ago. And then it wasn't bad. Like, I've just kind of migrated to, well, I'm using Renper conditioner right now. And I'm not really shampooing my hair that much. Like, I was doing this thing where I was not shampooing at all again. I added a little bit of shampoo last time from Love Planet and Beauty, just like a little bit, because I just find sometimes if I've done a lot of oil applications, yeah, maybe I kind of need to shampoo every once in a while. But I've gone months without like actually shampooing my hair, and then I used a little bit of that Love Planet and Beauty shampoo recently, just a little bit, and then way more conditioner. But yeah, I don't like. I feel like I can go long stretches of time without shampooing at all. I only like I don't think like I know some people say with their hair types they must shampoo. I don't think it's necessary. The only reason I did last time was just because I'd done a lot of henna and I do like a very oily henna. And I also put oil in my hair and I don't rinse out the oils. Like I keep them in. And look, I'm doing a scalp rinse every other day or every day or so. And I'm washing my hair every 2 weeks. So sometimes, like, I'll do a little bit of shampoo, but I don't think you need to shampoo your hair every single time you wash it. Like, you can wash with conditioner, I feel like, and that's good enough. Well, for my hair type, anyway. I know, like, some people are saying they swear that with their hair type, they must use shampoo, like, all the time. I don't really think it's all that necessary. I just don't. In fact, I keep putting oil in my hair. I'm just like, yeah. Like, I like to keep my hair, like, hydrated, moisturized, like, with oil. You know what I'm saying? But when it's been, like, like, when I have extended out my hair wash and just have rinsed my scalp, towards the end of, like, really stretching out a wash cycle, I will concentrate oil more to the ends than, like, the whole head. Like, I just find, yeah, because towards that time, I'm definitely going to go more for the ends. So here's our Dollar Tree comb. So like I was saying, I feel like, okay, if you really want to have long hair, or I don't know, any hair length really, and you're struggling, you're like, oh, I can't afford to buy this product and that product. Like, look, I do occasionally buy some mid-end hair care products, but if you see everything I use on my channel, like everything I've shown you, like in the results I've gotten, I didn't use like anything really crazy. Like the most expensive conditioner I bought was probably like 7, 8 months ago, which was one of my favorites, Love Planet and Beauty. Um, not that one. Everyday Coconut, the one at Sprouts. And they're like a very sustainable brand where they actually source their like shea butter from Africa, and they pay the women, like it's really cool because they pay the women who work for this company like a living wage. So I would rather, like, I don't know, that's a really good brand, by the way. Like if you go to Sprouts, like Everyday Coconut, oh my gosh, like the one in the big pump bottle, I love that stuff. Like their big thing in conditioner, their coconut minty one, oh, that was so good. So like that, and that what was $12, like for a 32-ounce bottle. But that's about as bourgey as I get with the hair care regime. And I have some Yves Rocher oil. Like, I don't know, these are $10 a bottle. And it lasts me a long time. Sometimes I will put pure coconut oil in my hair, like when I have the bottle of like the organic one. Everything I put in my hair is so affordable. And it's not the products, it's like how I'm handling my hair. This is my opinion. Because I'm not rough on my hair. Like, I'm so gentle. Like, I take my time. To people's chagrin, they're like, what the heck? Like, why does she take her time? Like, because I don't need to rush. And sometimes if I don't feel like combing out my hair one day, I don't comb my hair that day. Does that sound crazy to some people? Probably. But like, yeah, I'll just rebraid it sometimes. Because I don't, like, I'm never gonna run a brush through my hair. Like, I hate that term, by the way, run a brush through your hair. You know why? Like this video if you think running a brush through your hair is just too aggressive, because it really is. Like, think about it. Why would you want to run a brush? Like, you're just, even Brad Mondo, who's a hairstylist that is more into, like, you know, conventional hair lengths, he has pointed out again and again, like, how cringy it is when you see women in hair videos where they're just like, not in the long hair community, because most people with long hair, I see them preaching like being gentle, but you'll just see like a general, and this is not to diss anybody, but they'll literally take their brush and they'll just go like as fast and as hard and as quick as they can. And I see people do that all the time. By the way, okay, I've told this story before. The Sprouts hairbrush story. Oh my gosh. So one day I was like I don't work at Sprouts. I was like shopping at Sprouts. And I was just like looking at some of the healthcare, self-care stuff, like essential oils or something. And this lady came up to me and she's like, excuse me, can you come here? I'm like, what? I don't work here. And she goes, oh, I know. And this was before the pandemic, okay? This was like in April 2019 or something. She came with me. She goes, look at that woman. She goes, I want to say something because like she's trying out all the hairbrushes and combs. And she literally was like, she took all the hairbrushes and combs out of the packaging, which is why you probably should wash stuff off. Ironically, like if you get something at the Dollar Tree, there's so much of it and it's packaged so tightly. I don't think, like, they're not going to be able to sample this comb. Like, that was kind of cool how packaged tightly it was. I still would wash it off, but you wouldn't be able to test this out. But here at Sprouts, she was trying all the nice wooden combs and brushes, and I still am thinking about getting a wooden comb, by the way. It is on my list of things to do. That's one thing I would like to buy. So anyway, I told this woman, I said, I don't know, like, I didn't want to confront somebody because I'm not confrontational. I don't want to confront this lady and be like, by the way, should you be combing your hair at Sprouts with all the combs? So I felt like, I was like, oh, I don't want to confront her. Plus, she looked like one of those women that would kind of go off the handle if you said. She looked like a Karen, okay? Like, kind of like I wasn't. I just told the lady that was worried about. I said, you know what? You should go get one of the people that work in the store to talk to her about it. Because I don't want to. This, like, look, if it was my job and I worked there, I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Please don't try out the merchandise. And in COVID times now, they actually have signs saying, please don't try. Like, even if you go somewhere as cheap as a Dollar Tree, they'll have a sign saying, please do not try on the sunglasses. Like, which is funny because back in the day, anywhere you went, people, even at Walmart now, I went to Walmart the other day, there were girls trying on deodorant. God, why do I see all this? Like, I just am like, oh, I get to see it all. And I'm just like, okay. And before that, you used to see people trying on the makeup and all the things. And then people cry that, oh, they locked up all the supplies and you have to go get an associate to unlock it. Well, maybe that's why, because you guys are sampling the merchandise. But, even at a general grocery store, people eat the merchandise. Like, I saw, like, it's just funny. Like, everybody's supposed to be wearing a mask, but I saw this husband and wife. I assume they're a couple. I don't know who they were, but they were making salami sandwiches in the deli aisle at Food for Less. Like, yeah, they were just full on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they were going to buy all that. But you mean to tell me that you couldn't wait like 20 minutes until you got out of the store? Yeah, even in COVID times, I see people, they just are still like, some people used to go to the hometown buffet. Some people go to Food for Less. I don't know. Maybe people don't. They're just so out of it. They're like, oh, like, we're not supposed to be eating in the store. I'm just like, I don't think this is the best time to be doing that. But yeah, buddies, people love to sample, try on things, use things at the store. And I'm not confronting these people. I'm just like, I wish I didn't have to see you. Okay. My dad has seen some stuff that was worse. Like, he saw a woman stealing perfume and some other merchandise at JCPenney's because one time this lady had a big shopping bag with her and she was like looking at some perfume and I think she was pulling something off and then like she threw it in her bag and she's looking around and then like there's a store associate that started following her. It's kind of weird. All this bad shopping behavior. Now, sampling the merchandise, I don't really care for, as long as you're going to buy it. But then, people aren't buying the merchandise. They have to sample it. But, they're never going to stop sampling the merchandise. It's a hairbrush, for crying out loud. Buy the hairbrush. If you don't like it, I don't know, you can't return it. Live with it. Like, how cheap are you guys? Like, so maybe when Dollar Tree locks up their comb in that little plastic thing, I don't care. Because you can't sample that merchandise. Good job, Dollar Tree. You took away their sampling privilege. I'm so funny. Maybe. Anyhow, I like this comb. It's very cool. So I have like some plans for, well, I have lots of excitement again in midweek because, I just would like a week that could be calm. But things keep happening. And I'm just like, okay, like, that's not what I wanted to happen. And, like, just silly families things. I'm just like, because I'm just like, you know what? People need to just, I don't want to go out all the time and be, like, trying to find you. You decide to go somewhere, like, on a trip. Don't do it. I'm just like, that's another thing, too. I'm just like, I'm just like, people, let's be more responsible, right? Let's not. Anyway, I'm not even gonna worry about it at this point because I'm just like, yes, it would be nice to have a calmer week sometimes. I don't need to feel like every week is some sort of a movie. I just don't. It's really not necessary. So yeah, even though I like to do live streams midweek, I wasn't doing any because I had all this fun stuff going on. Well, I made a video on my other channel and this channel too, but yeah, I just been lots of. I don't do my combing live streams sometimes when there's lots of things going on that I have to attend to. But I think I've kind of found a solution to that. I don't know why. It's just something in progress. And anybody who knows it's how to deal with just like family drama, like, okay? I'm just like, there just comes a time where you can do something for somebody in your family. Like, let's say you have family members, relatives, but they're not really choosing to make the best decisions. Like, you can help them, but there just comes a time where you have to be, well, I've done that to help you, but you're continuing to just make bad choices or choices that are not good, you know, and this is not the time in the world that you should be. Yeah, it's just been a fun week. I'll leave it at that. I'm just like, yeah, buddy, I could only dream about having a week like this. Or, I don't know, I just like, once upon a time I thought about writing a book, but I don't think I ever want to write a book anymore. Like, a lot of people write, and I wrote a book, like this little romantic novel once, but yeah, I'm not saying I would never write a book. It's just when I started doing that a long time ago and I wrote that story, I realized I really like short form. Like, I like writing a blog post. I like doing a video, but I don't really feel like I'm the book kind of person because I enjoy reading books, but that doesn't really mean I want to write one. I'm not saying never. I just don't feel like it's something I feel compelled to do. You have to take it very seriously and really work at it too. And when I wrote that novel, I kind of was taking it seriously, but I looked at it again the other day and I'm like, hmm, I just, it's interesting though, because, okay, the thing I really like that I wrote that story, I see a decade of change in myself, okay? Like, I am very sane as I was 10 years ago in a lot of ways, but I just see a lot of differences, like things that I really believed 10 years ago that were just so, like, I don't know, with politics, for example. I'm just so politically different in my views of the world. Like, I had a certain view of the world. Like a lot of things have just changed, like in my mind. Like, I'm not completely different. Like, I still love history and art. I really love consistency. Like, to me, consistency is everything. Like, I just feel like consistencies, I mean, people change, they evolve over time, but I am like still very much who I was, but just, I guess, how should I put it this way? I feel like there was a naivety to myself in that story, like the way I wrote it, the way I saw things back then. I feel like I was kind of a romantic 10 years ago. And even though, like, I feel like, yeah, I want to believe, like, I think I do still believe there's good people out there and whatnot. I'm not that person anymore. Like, I've just seen things in the world, and I'm not saying don't look for the good in people and all that, but just the more I've seen things over time, I'm just like, that story feels so simplistic in a way. Like, I don't feel like that person anymore. I'm still me, yes, but the things that were just weighing upon my mind, like the kind of viewpoint that person had in the story. So it kind of also makes me think when I start thinking about this, yeah, maybe you could revisit the story, but it just feels like, I've evolved in a way over a decade. Even though I'm the same person, I just don't have that very innocent view of the world anymore. Like, I didn't think I was innocent 10 years ago, but when I read the story, I realized I was very, very, like, I wanted to believe, like, in the best of everything. Like, I still want good things for people and I want the best of everything, but I just really, yeah, I just thought, well, oh, you can have like this perfect this and perfect that. And reality is of life, you can have really good things in life, but I think what I came to the conclusion, not to sound cynical, a lot that's really good about life is things that you create yourself, things that you do for yourself. Like, you are the only person that can make yourself happy. Like, that is it. Like, there is nothing, there's no thing. Like, you can follow hobbies, passions, but there's no thing, person, or idea that's going to make you happy. At the end of the day, happiness comes from the consistency of your mind, of knowing that there's a like so much to live for, like wanting to learn more about history, culture, always being curious about the world, even if it's not something like if I learn about a topic, like let's say I'm learning about Lebanon or something, and you learn like it's really sad what's happened to their country. Like not everything's gonna be this rosy picture, like there's good, there's bad, there's in between. Like it's just interesting. 10 years ago, I thought that I really knew about that sort of thing. But when I read that story, I'm like, no, like I was very innocent, just so innocent. And it just, over time, like you begin to see things, you're like, not everything is what it seems. And it's not that you shouldn't believe in people. It's just like, you should be skeptical because you should see, like, just be prudent about things, I guess. So I like the story in a way, but I would never probably revise that story. I mean, maybe. There were some funny little scenes that I wrote in it, and I kind of made myself laugh. I'm like, oh, I thought about that. I wrote that. Like, there were some little things I created. It was kind of cute. I think also, too, at the time, like, I'm not the most outgoing person in the world, and that really hasn't changed. But I think the book, like writing that story, it kind of helped me just kind of clarify that too, in a way. Just that you don't have to be like everybody else. But you know what actually really helped me do that was blogging and YouTube. Like a lot of people, they do YouTube just so like they can make fun, entertaining, or informational videos. I don't know. I just felt like it was a platform, a way to share like your opinions about things. And I feel like it kind of gives you, well, the thing I really got out of YouTube that I really am appreciative of, it's so random, but just like the confidence to grow my hair longer. Like that probably sounds silly, but if it weren't for me, like I wasn't going to cut my hair in 2013, but my hair was shorter. It was like mid back length, but at that time, like just being the introverted little person I would always kind of get a comment here and there about like, oh, like long hair is not necessary. Just like people who thought that you didn't have to have long hair. And I made a video about that. I think somebody deleted that one off my other channel, that particular video. But it was actually a really good video because that was the first time I had people just saying, I like having long hair. And, in real life, I do meet a few people that have long hair. Like, okay, this is kind of a cool story. This lady didn't have as long of hair as me, but one time I got DoorDash a year ago, and this lady had like I think waist length long hair, and she was an older lady, and her and her husband were like delivering my food, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're like sisters of the braid," and I just thought that was kind of awesome, like people that can connect over having long hair because there are a lot of people who have longish hair, like maybe mid back to waist length hair, but not everybody continues to grow their hair. So one thing I really got out of YouTube was seeing for the first time, just learning that there are people in the world that want to grow their hair long and they're interested and they will like help each other. And I really find like in general, I get really positive feedback from people that appreciate long hair. I haven't had like super bad experiences. Like, yeah, there's a few bad apples, but in general, like people that are into long hair seem pretty cool. And like, even the guys, they just seem more respectful than like the general like videos. That's why I always think like, yes, I know some people are like, oh my gosh, like there are people that comment on long hair and they seem so like needy about it. But you know what? I don't know. They just like long hair. They appreciate that in women. And this is my take. Like, if you're kind of a jerk about it, like, yeah, that's not good. But I think there are some people in our society, our culture, where they like, well, like for instance, with feminism, and the other end of the spectrum with the men are the red pill people. Like, I think there's two ends of the spectrum that can be kind of harsh. But I think there's just some guys that are not like social butterflies and they might appreciate a woman with long hair. Maybe they haven't met a lot of people like that in their life, or if they did, then they told somebody that they had long hair and they liked it. Maybe they got a bad response, so they just feel like telling someone online that they think their hair is pretty is a safer thing. Like, it feels safer for them. I don't think that makes them creepy. Like, what's creepy is like when you're like saying like without like if there are people that like to do things with each other regarding long hair and they're consensual about that, whatever. What's creepy is like when you start assuming that somebody like wants to do certain things with hair or wants to cut their hair for your gratification. Now that is creepy, like when it goes to that end of the spectrum. But in general, a lot of guys that just like long hair or women that like long hair, I think have been cool people. Like most people that like long hair have been very cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like most people that like long hair have just been really cool people. I have had really good experiences. Like I don't have anything really negative to say. Like actually, if anything, I've really appreciated YouTube because I share my opinions about things. I don't always make the most like I don't always do like a how-to video. You know, on my other channel though, I did a lot of like the California Art and Mountain Life channel. That has a lot of how-tos. Oh my gosh, I'm just chattering away, man. That channel has a lot of how-tos, okay? But on this channel, you know, I know I've done more just like showing long hair and talking about it. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you want to have long hair, there's a lot of people you can learn from or share with on YouTube and you can get a lot out of it. And I think it's been fun. And it's like, to me, it's been a fun creative outlet and I've really appreciated it. And yeah, I've just had fun doing it. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on long hair. I think there are benefits to online. Like, I don't want to be on the internet all the time, but like when I do my YouTube videos or just blog posts, like, yeah, I really enjoy that kind of stuff. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Ah, my comb. Anyway, have a nice day.